Nutrition and breast cancer. What does the research say? Hi everyone, welcome back to What Does the Research Say? In this video, we will be looking at the relationship between nutrition and breast cancer from 3 different lenses/time frames, beginning with pre-diagnosis. This is looking at how research has found that certain nutrition interventions have been able to decrease the risk of breast cancer. Overall, it has been found that diets with excessive intakes of high caloric foods, such as diets rich in sugar and saturated fats, lead to obesity, which is a major risk factor for breast cancer. Additionally, some foods and nutrients, such as carbohydrates, saturated fats, red and processed meats, are considered potential risk factors because they increase levels of endogenous estrogen, insulin-like growth factor, and pro-inflammatory cytokines, all of which are associated with cancer growth. A recent meta-analysis found that the consumption of red meat was associated with a 6% higher risk of breast cancer, and the consumption of processed meats was associated with a 9% higher risk of breast cancer. Does that mean we should be cutting meat completely out of our diets to reduce our risk of breast cancer? Not particularly. Meat is obviously a good source of protein, iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. So instead, studies have found that limiting red meat to no more than 3 portions per week is sufficient. So now that we understand a little bit better how much meat we should be consuming in a week, we should be looking at alcohol as well. Ethanol or alcohol has been associated and linked to many mechanisms relating to increasing levels of estrogen in the body, as well as promoting epithelial mesenchymal transition, tumor growth, and metastasis formation, all of which are associated with cancer. So this is looking at a very minimal amount of alcohol consumption, for example, a glass of red wine at night. But with heavy alcohol consumption, alcohol actually becomes a folate antagonist, meaning that it reduces the intake of folate by the body, which is a big problem when it comes to cancer, because folate is crucial for DNA synthesis and repair. So it pretty much encourages cancer cells to grow. Another common food that is thought about when thinking about breast cancer is soy. Soy food products are a dietary source of isoflavones, which are compounds with weak estrogen-like activity, meaning that they compete to bind to the estrogen receptors in the human body. In the past, this was a controversial area of study because research done on mice had found that excess amounts of soy can mimic high levels of estrogen and then create breast tumors. However, other studies have found that soy may possess anti-carcinogenic and antioxidative properties, as well as the ability to induce apoptosis, which is cell suicide, and inhibit angiogenesis, which is the creation of new blood cells, both of which are crucial ways that cancer cells grow into tumors. Overall, the research is now saying that soy products are healthy and can even lower the risk of breast cancer, unlike what we thought in the past. Moreover, a diet high in fruits and vegetables, polyunsaturated fatty acids, or PUFAs, and vitamins C and E have all been shown to play a protective role by reducing oxidative stress and lowering chronic inflammation, decreasing the risk of cancer. Antioxidants are very important for decreasing the risk of cancer because they help protect healthy cells from damage by free radicals. 3 examples of antioxidants are carotenoids, vitamin E, and vitamin C. They all work in slightly different ways and have complex roles. However, overall, they are protecting the body from cancers and many illnesses. For foods high in carotenoids, try eating sweet potatoes, spinach, carrots, tomatoes, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli. For vitamin E, try wheat germ, whole grains, seeds, nuts, and peanut butter. And finally, for vitamin C, try citrus fruits such as oranges, lemons, limes, as well as strawberries, tomatoes, and sweet peppers. Okay, so now we know a little bit about how to minimize your risk for getting breast cancer from a nutrition approach. But what happens when you've already been diagnosed? Can nutrition help you now? The answer is yes, but let me begin by painting a picture for you. Did you know that 3 out of 4 people with cancer experience malnutrition during their cancer care? This is a huge problem because malnutrition impacts how effective a treatment is and has been associated with a longer hospital stay, more complications after surgery, a more difficult time healing, and a slower recovery. During treatment, make sure to speak with your oncologist before taking any supplements or changing up your diet to ensure that you won't negatively impact your treatment. 2 supplements in particular you should ask your doctor about are calcium and vitamin D, because bone loss may be a side effect of your treatment, in particular chemotherapy. The general calcium dosages for women with breast cancer are 1,000 milligrams of calcium daily for women under 50 and 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily for women over 50. Additionally, you should be aware that many supplements have estrogen in them, which may not be recommended for women with breast cancer. Again, the best option is to consult your doctor. During chemotherapy, it is recommended to drink lots of fluids to help protect the bladder and kidneys from the effects of the chemo drugs. However, this can be difficult to do in reality because of the side effects from the treatment. Everyone's treatment story will be different and the reaction to the chemo will also fluctuate. However, some of the main areas to focus on are getting enough calories into your body to promote healing, keeping your body healthy, and maintaining a healthy immune system. Also, foods high in protein are recommended to help your body recover. One important reminder is to not consume antioxidants from supplements during chemotherapy and radiation, because these can interfere with their effectiveness. Foods rich in antioxidants are said to be safe to consume, but supplements are not. From the treatment, you will likely have a change in appetite, fatigue, nausea, taste change, a sore mouth, diarrhea, constipation, and weight changes. All of these will impact how much and what you can consume. Try and be creative in what you are eating and listen to your body. Some common recommendations are having friends or family prepare food for you if the fatigue is a major problem. Additionally, with nausea, try simple foods with minimal aromas. Eat cold foods, have small amounts often, and focus on hydration first. With a sore mouth, try pureeing food or having canned foods that are softer so you don't have to chew as much. Also try protein milkshakes so you can get as many nutrients as possible while not having to eat too much. Overall, this is a little bit of trial and error for each person, but see what works for you and don't be afraid to experiment until you find what works. Additionally, talk to a registered dietitian or your oncologist to get recommendations for your specific case. Looking at cancer recovery and survivorship, as mentioned in the past video, obesity and insulin resistance are associated with increased risk of cancer recurrence. Also, cancer survivors have an increased risk for certain comorbidities like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and osteoporosis, so using nutrition interventions to minimize the risk is also recommended. Here are some resources that you can look into for more specific details and courses in your neighborhoods. Many of these resources have amazing videos online and also plenty of documents to look at. They will also all be linked in the description box below, as well as all the references used for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something today.